Welcome everyone, this is Bobby Techno from Bobby's Tech World, and today I have one of the coolest wearables out there. It's the Moto 360 second version, version 2, 2015, whatever you want to call it, smartwatch. It's the 42 millimeter one, not the 46, because I believe the 42 is a little bit better for my wrist, since my wrist pretty much measures, it's about 2.5 inches there, so you can kind of see that and get an idea of what this watch will match up to you, or what it will look like. So started with unboxing, then we're going to bleed into a little bit of a startup, how to get this thing going, and then a little bit of my impressions. So let's get going. Ta-da! This is pretty much what you get. Alright, there wasn't much to the box. You just peel off a little thing that went around this here. You pull the lid off of it right here. The watch is inside of this little thing. You open it up and the watch comes right out of it, and it had this little tiny little pillow looking thing that the watch is wrapped around. It's really nothing extravagant. So this is what you get. You got your charger. This is the kind of charger where it's hard mounted in here. You cannot unplug this here, but it is a micro USB. I did notice on the inside here it was an output of 5.5 pretty much milliamp hours. So if you got a 1.0, 2.1, 2.0 milliamp, I don't know, you might want to be careful, because it does give you a disclaimer about using the equipment it comes with, so I'll leave that up to you. Right here is of course the wireless charger, because this watch charges wirelessly. You set it down and voila, it works out. And basically you have your little quick startup guide here, which is pretty nifty, especially if you're kind of new to all this stuff like myself. You might want to just scroll through that and see what's going on, and a little bit about your protection plan and what they cover and what they don't cover. So this is pretty much what you get. So let's go ahead and start this watch up here and get a few things rolling so you guys can understand how this thing operates. Here's your watch. Here's your wireless charger. Part of the first step of the instructions over here is pretty much just telling you to charge up to 100%, which should take about 2 hours to get this phone charged up from dead. So what I've done here is just hooked up my wireless charger, and I'm going to go ahead and just sit my phone, or my watch right here, and then it'll come on automatically here and then begin the charging process. So once we get this thing charged up at least to a good amount and stuff, we'll come right back and we'll go through the setup, hooking it up to our phone. At this point here, if you look at the watch, you'll see it's at 93%, so I think we'll just go with that. And what's really cool when it's on your wireless charger here is you can swap between different colors at night. So I thought that was pretty fantastic. Alright, so let's go ahead and take that off, move this aside. Now that our watch is on, I've already went through a few setup processes earlier just so I can get things going on here. But when you turn it on, it's going to want you to link up to your phone or whatever device you're going to have it linked up to. So I recommend, alright, Android Wear. It's going to ask you to put that on there. I'll put a link down below for y'all. So you just click on Android Wear and you'll go through the pairing process. Just keep your phone and your watch nearby so everything can connect to each other and stuff like that. And there will probably be an update for your wearable here. So no big deal. So after that, this is pretty much it. So you're going to have your watch, and you're going to have a cool app here that'll navigate you to other apps as well that you can do to make your wearable more interactive and more enjoyable. So let's get into some of the impressions I have on this watch. Here's my impression section here in the last bit of this video. Some of the stuff I would like to cover in my impressions when I first got this out of here was, once again, the size of this was very comparable to my wrist, so you can kind of get the idea. Let me back up just a little bit. Right there, you can kind of see. Alright, and then earlier in the video I showed you pretty much a tape measure. It's just using standard inches and stuff like that, but about 2.5. That was my wrist, so it gives you kind of something to measure up against. So what we have here is the watch, pretty simple. Well, not simple as far as just the way it looks and how to put it on. It's just a leather band, which part of my impression, I kind of enjoyed it, but I don't know, it gets a little wrinkly in here when you start trying to use it. Then, when you put it on, you have to put it through the loop here and then immediately fold it and stick it back into this first loop here. So I might end up changing that just to save this band a little bit. But the band could pretty much stand the test of time. Who knows? I haven't heard of any bands like this breaking, even on the old phones, or excuse me, watches that I've heard of. So, the standard, you got a nice little button here that has a really good click to it when you push it. Kind of feels more of an authentic kind of watch. Of course, you can scroll through, you can go to your settings, all kinds of good stuff. You can go up here and look at your battery percentage. You can go over here and turn it on for that's like movie mode. If you're in a movie theater, you can turn it back on with that. It's pretty cool because when you get any kind of notifications and stuff, it'll just stay silent like that while it's in theater mode. It actually does like a GPS. Not GPS in here, but like maps through your phone. So if you want to go ahead and navigate somewhere, it'll pop up a navigation on the screen. What else here? The heart rate monitor. It's got a couple little green lights in here that come on that kind of gauge the blood flow in your wrists and stuff to give you somewhat of a decent heart rate. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's something to tell you where you're at if you're having an unusual heart rate or something during an activity. Let's see here. Mail. Yeah, like Gmail and stuff. All that stuff comes right up. If you have calendar events, anything cool, it just shows up at the bottom here like that and gives you a heads up what's going on. So I really like that. Now, of course, what you just saw there was to pull that back up. You see this little lower end here that some people refer to as what they call like a flat tire. No big deal for me because I don't know. I don't even notice it anymore. I like it because of the ambient light sensor. The brighter the light, the brighter the screen. So you can see things without having to go through some, your settings and adjusting your brightness and stuff like that. So as far as that goes, that's pretty much the short and gist of all the unboxing here. Quick startup and some of my simple impressions. Hopefully soon I'll be doing another video of some like top 5 or maybe top 10 reasons why I chose this watch and why I'm choosing a wearable instead of not getting one. You know why? It'd be really nice to have something like this around. So I hope you enjoy this video. This is my first wearable I've ever owned. I'm really stoked to test it out and see what it's like on the road and at work and things like that. So I hope you enjoy this video.